Hi guys, I'm Priyanshi and I'm a CA final student. I'm also currently working. Today I have with me Aeka. She is scored 1590 out of 1600 in the SAT exams. So I thought I'll bring her to the channel so that she can share how she prepared for the exams and how she got such a great score. So my first question is, did you prepare for SAT via a coaching institute or did you self-study?
Hi everybody, my name is Aeka Guru and I'm currently in the 11th grade and I'm doing the IBDP program. So in October of 2019, I took the SAT for the first time, and this is the 1600 SAT, and I scored a 1590. I scored a 790 in the English section and a 800 in the math section. So I actually didn't take any coaching or tuition for writing the SAT, and this was for a couple of reasons. So I really recommend that anybody who is planning on taking the SAT to take a diagnostic test, a sample test, before they start any kind of preparation. And so when I took a diagnostic test on Khan Academy, I got a 1320. So I really felt that the score was, obviously it wasn't my ideal score, but I felt that if I worked hard, I could get a 1590 without any external help. Another reason why I didn't take coaching is because just of the vast variety of materials that are available online for free actually to take the SAT. So one is Khan Academy. Khan Academy is the holy grail for the SAT. So it has a partnership with the College Board, which is the company which administers the SAT. And this partnership allows them to have 10 free tests available online that you can take at your convenience and prepare for the SAT. And they also have a lot of SAT practice questions. So according to your diagnostic test, they will cater questions to you based on your performance in areas that you might be weak in. And by doing just 10 practice questions daily, which is what I did around 10 practice questions daily in either reading or writing or math, I was able to score 1590. So Khan Academy is definitely something you should check out. And also, another reason I did not go for coaching is because I actually went for a trial class in a coaching center, and I felt that a lot of what was being taught in the coaching center was, at least to my knowledge and after preparing for the SAT a little bit, was sort of out of the syllabus for the SAT. And for some people this may be beneficial just to make sure you're prepared and stuff, but for me personally, I felt that just sticking to inside the syllabus and making sure that I knew every topic in English and math completely inside out, that was enough for me to score well.
I think that's a great way to check whether you need coaching or not and whether you need external help or not. So my second question is, what are some of the resources or books that you use to prepare for SAT?
So some of the books and resources I used to prepare for the SAT were, of course, first Khan Academy. Like I mentioned earlier, it's completely free and has so many questions. So I highly recommend that you use Khan Academy. The only other resource that I used outside of Khan Academy was the official College Board book for studying for the SAT, which includes the same 10 practice tests that are found on the Khan Academy website. Now, the reason why I actually bought this book is because the strategies that are given in the book are super helpful for taking the exam, at least for me. Particularly the reading strategies. There's a really good, thorough approach to taking each section of the exam, and it also has preparation for the essay if you're planning to take that. So those are the only two resources I used for taking the SAT.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Could you please share some tips for how to study for the exam and some tips for right before the exam day?
So some of the general tips I have for taking the SAT are, so first I would really recommend that if you are a US citizen, take the PSAT, which is like a pre-SAT test that's administered to, I think, 8th, 9th, and 10th high school students. So it's actually quite similar to the SAT in terms of its structure, in terms of what's asked, just the topics covered in math and English and the way the questions are phrased are a little bit more easier. So in the 9th grade, I took the SAT that's meant for PSAT 8/9, and I got a 1290 without any preparation. I'm not sure what it's out of though. In the 10th grade, I took the PSAT, which is the 10th and 11th grade PSAT, and I prepared quite a bit for it, which really helped me in my SAT as well, and I got a 1480. So I feel like that this really helped me to prepare for the main SAT exam, because it gave me a lot of insight into how the actual exam taking experience is. So if you are a US citizen, only US citizens can take the exam. I highly recommend that you take this exam. And also, if you take this exam in the 11th grade and score well, you can get a really prestigious scholarship, a National Merit Scholarship, which colleges really like. Another tip I have for the exam is, so in my experience, what I've seen is a lot of people find math much more easier than the English section. A lot of people find English quite difficult. So this was the same case for me. Math was a lot of what I covered in school, so I didn't have much of a problem in math. The topics that I did have trouble with though, I used Khan Academy to pinpoint the spots that were my weakness, pinpoint the topics that were my weakness, and I just did lots of practice questions for that. English section, however, it took a lot more practice for me to get really used to the English section. So the English section is divided into two different sections, two subsections, that's reading and writing. So for writing, your holy grail for writing should be what's given in the College Board textbook. They have really good rules for grammar that if you follow, you'll definitely score a perfect score. So I scored a perfect score in writing, but I made 3 mistakes in reading, and that was actually my raw score, was 3 mistakes in reading, and that's it. So for reading, how I prepared actually was I did lots of College Board question papers. And the strategies found in the College Board question paper, the textbook is pretty okay. But a tip that I found really helpful is to honestly just not think at all while doing the reading section. The reading section actually, it only asks you whatever is inside the passage itself. It doesn't ask you anything outside. There's not much you have to infer. So literally, it's just reading the passage and answering the questions from the exact information that's given in the passage. So don't think too much, just answer pretty directly. And also, you'll find different strategies in different books. Some say to read the passage first and then do the questions. Some say to skim through the questions first and then don't even read the passage, just find the answers. But what I found the most helpful, as I'm a pretty fast reader, is I would skim and read the passage through its entirety and then answer the questions. I found this to be really helpful. Now in the reading section, there are going to be different passages, different types. So the type that I found the most difficult was the literature part. So once again, the only real thing that you can really do for this is just to do lots of literature practice and find out vocabulary that they use in those literature passages and just make sure you understand everything. So these were some of my tips to take the SAT. Just most importantly, in my opinion, don't be stressed before the day of the exam. Honestly, if you just try to rush and prepare everything the day before the exam, it's not going to help you at all. What I did the day before the exam is I just talked to a couple of friends and got a good night's sleep. I slept for a good 8 hours. I woke up, I had a healthy breakfast, and I wrote the exam without any tension in my mind. And I really think that that's how I did well in the exam. Just don't be stressed at all. Remove all sorts of tension from your mind. Calm yourself the night before, and you'll definitely score well.
Thank you so much for sharing all of these tips, and thank you so much for doing this interview. It was really informative, and I hope it reaches out to all those students who are preparing for SAT. So guys, please do like, share, comment and subscribe. If you have friends who are preparing for SAT, do share this video with them. Thank you so much for watching.